Well, it may be April 1st, but this is no April Fool's video, and maybe kind of hard to hear because there's a tractor operating behind me, but this is a 93 Subaru Legacy 5-speed with a motor that I rebuilt from the junkyard that I bought for $400 with a worthless 30-day warranty, and it was off an automatic. Now I redid the timing belt, the water pump, I reconditioned my old oil pan, repainted it, put that on with new sealant, put a new clutch on, and I basically had to use just about everything off of my old engine. It's kind of hard to say what I had to use because I had set my timing belt incorrectly, and in trying to diagnose and fix, I tried a lot of things I may not have needed to do. Subarus apparently have arrows and tick marks on the timing gears, the crank and the two cam gears, and that's really unnecessary and confusing and bothersome. But once you know, it's no problem. So I did not use the arrows on the cam gears, I used the tick marks as you should, but I failed to notice that for the crank. So I was 90 degrees off and air was being pushed right out of the mass air sensor rather than sucking air in, which was the final thing that made me realize I had done that wrong. So just an hour and a half later I had redid the timing belt and corrected that, and then it started right up because everything else I had nailed so hard in trying to diagnose it for a day and fixing lots of things. So I even used the wiring harness off of my old engine that was a manual. I don't know if you had to do that, but I did notice that the wiring harness pins were different on those two right there where the engine harness connects to the body. So you may or may not need to do that, but it may have been that they have different pins based on the years, or because of manual versus automatic, I don't know. But the pins definitely were different. Anyway, it's running great now. There's a little bit of a lifter tick in my opinion, or some kind of valve noise, especially with a little RPM increase. Actually, that was really smooth. I think it's going away. I was reading on the forums that the oil has to kind of prime into the lifters, and that can take 2 days or a couple hours just sitting and idling. So it's in the process of correcting itself, I believe. And with this new install, you know, I was able to just refresh everything, like really flushed out all the coolant, and got that system just dialed in. Basically every system I got my hands on, I dialed in. There's a really good opportunity to attack everything all at once when you got the engine out, and you're kind of a fool if you don't, unless money is such a consideration. I was able to do all of this work for about $700 in parts. So hopefully that info can help someone. I know I tried Googling a Legacy forum, and I got one, and I spent a bunch of time hosting pictures from my mechanic work and writing a long description of what's going on, and the moderator never approved my message, so thank you Legacy GT forums for being no help at all. Just remember, when you're doing your timing belt, ignore the arrows and use the tick marks. Line them up vertically, and the tick on the crank gear can be kind of hard to notice because it's about 2 inches behind the arrow and 90 degrees counterclockwise of the arrow. So once again, this car is a manual 1993 Subaru Legacy wagon, and it had a 94 automatic Subaru Legacy engine put into it, and it's running great.